What's up? This is All Love Gary from Tripod Sports. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and today I'm starting a series, and I'm gonna do the retired jerseys of every NBA franchise. So today I'm gonna start off with the Chicago Bulls just because it's my hometown team, it's my favorite team, and don't worry though, I'll be doing every NBA franchise. So let's get into it. So the Bulls, the first one they have is gonna be Phil, capital Phil, of course, for Phil Jackson. And he was with the Bulls from 1989 through 1998. He was the head coach. He's an iconic head coach. He led the Bulls to 6 championships, and then, of course, he went on to the Lakers and won 5 with them. But his career with the Bulls is 545 wins, 193 losses for a 74% win percentage. That's astronomical. They were always coming out winning. Of course, they won 72 games in 1995, 1996. He went 72-10, and in 95, 96, Phil Jackson won his only Coach of the Year award, which is kind of astounding when you think about it. Phil Jackson only has one Coach of the Year award, but of course, an iconic head coach for the Bulls and what he was able to do with that team through the 90s with Jordan and Pippen getting all those rings. So Phil Jackson is the first one. The next one is going to be Jerry. Jerry for Jerry Krause, and he was with the Bulls from 1985 to 2003, and he was the GM all those times with Phil Jackson. He's the one that was credited with the hiring of Phil Jackson and drafting Pippen and getting Rodman, of course. He's also got 6 championships, and he was a 2-time Executive of the Year. Jerry Krause was one of the best GMs in the history of the NBA. Definitely the best GM in the Bulls, and if you look at where they're at now with John Paxson and Gar Forman, I mean, where they were, it's just astounding. So Jerry Krause is the second one. So here goes the numbers. Number 4 is retired, and it's Jerry Sloan, and he was with the franchise from 1966 through 1976. And he's actually got a nickname, Original Bull, because back in the day, he was like one of the best Bulls players ever. Like the first time the Bulls really had a franchise player, and it was Jerry Sloan. And a lot of people may remember him as the Jazz head coach in the 90s up against Phil Jackson, which was really cool. Like he has his jersey retired by the Bulls, yet he's leading the Jazz up against the Bulls in the 90s with Malone and Stockton. And he had 10 seasons with the Bulls, and he averaged 14.7 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 2.6 assists. And he played like he coached, no nonsense, just gritty, tough, hard-nosed player. And the city of Chicago really embraced him, and he was with the Bulls for 10 years back in the day, and he was really a good player for them and really just embrace and embody what the city of Chicago is about. And he is one of the numbers they have retired. So also they have number 10, and that's going to be Bob Love, and he played for the Bulls from 1968 through 1976, and he averaged 21 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Back in the day, 1968, of course, he was 6'8", so he's kind of a bigger guy, but he had, this was before the 3-point line, but he was able to stretch the floor. He was a good shooter. He was really a hustle player, good rebounder for the Bulls. And he played for them for 9 seasons and put up 21 points. So he's one of the better all-time scorers in the history of the Bulls. And he doesn't really get a lot of love in the Bulls franchise. So number 10 is Bob Love. So the next number we have retired, of course, is number 23, Michael Jordan. He played for the Bulls through 1984. He was drafted by the Bulls in 1984, and he played through 1993, and of course he retired. And then he came back from 1995 through 1998. His career numbers with the Bulls are 31.5 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 5.5 assists. He's a 6-time champion with the Bulls. He's recognized as one of the most clutch players of all time. This number 1 or number 2 best players of all time. It's a debate between him and LeBron. He's a 12-time All-Star. So, every season he was playing, he was making to the All-Star game. 6-time Finals MVP. Like I said, that's that clutch gene right there in him. And every time the Bulls made the finals, he was the finals MVP. So he really came up and showed out. He had that game-winning shot against Brian Russell and the Jazz. Everybody remembers he was a 5-time MVP, so he was one of the best players in the regular season and the finals. He's a 10-time All-NBA first team, so he was the best player at his position 10 times, and one of the top 5 NBA players 10 times through that span. And he's 9-time NBA All-Defense first team. A lot of people don't realize how great of a defender Jordan actually was. And yeah, he was offense, defense, rebound, assist. He was just a great defender, and he was a Kawhi Leonard. You could put him on the best player on the wing, and he could absolutely shut them down. So number 23 is Michael Jordan, of course. And then the last one the Bulls have retired is number 33, Scottie Pippen, and he played with the Bulls from 1987 through 1998, and then he came back for one season, 2003, 2004. His career with the Bulls, he had 17.7 points, 6.7 rebounds, 5.3 assists. He was also a 6-time champion with Jordan. He was Jordan's running mate through all the championships, and a lot could be said through Pippen because he was just the ultimate. I mean, he's become an adjective. He's my Pippen. LeBron had Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade was LeBron's Pippen. Dwayne Wade. Just everything Pippen embodied was just so perfect for the generational talent that Jordan was, because he could play off the ball. He could score, he could rebound, he could do all the dirty work, but he wasn't a prima donna, He wasn't like, give me my shots, let me get mines, but he wasn't intimidated by the limelight either. He was a 7-time All-Star, so he was just running it up with the Bulls season in. So you had him and MJ just season after season being All-Stars. 3-time All-NBA first team. So again, when you have him and Jordan again, and then Pippen was 3 times the best player at his position in the NBA. He was an 8-time NBA first team defense. So again, him and Jordan, again, just locking down the defense on the perimeter. And Pippen was one of the best defenders of all time. So, the Bulls, they really have an iconic franchise, and they're one of the best franchises in the NBA, one of the most recognizable sports teams on the planet. And when you look at their retired jerseys and retired people, understand why, and like what the city of Chicago embodies and what the franchise embodies. So until next time, this has been All Love Gary from Tripod Sports. Merry Christmas. Peace.